Alright guys, this is my first attempt at a voiceover, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work out, but I'm giving it a try. I'm starting off featuring the holiday collection for, Chanel, that intense quad that came out with, the nude nail polishes and the nude lipsticks. So I started off by applying my Chanel Ultra Tint foundation in BD31. That is one of my holy grail foundations. I love it. If you're somebody with combination oily skin, you will love that foundation. Then I went ahead and I applied my Chanel Solated Tan bronzer in medium. This is that new color that launched this year. It works really well with this foundation. Foundation is a matte finish, but it doesn't make you look dry. It is high coverage. In this video I did apply just one pump on my entire face because I do like for it to look skin-like, and that's why you can still see that some of my acne scars are showing through the foundation. I'm using a Bareminerals fluffy brush to apply the bronzer, and I am using stippling patting motions around the frame of my face instead of swiping motions, because it is a cream product. It does dry down to a beautiful satin finish. Just make sure that you keep that plastic cap that comes with that bronzer, because it will dry out if you do not replace that little cap every time you use it. So next I'm going in with my Chanela Beiges blush, and I am using Intense Coral, and I am breaking up the pigments on the back of my hand, and I am just really working that in to make sure that I have broken it up and it's evenly swatched on the back of my hand. And then I'm going in with my finger and I'm tapping it in. What I've learned is to kind of wait for this product to dry down on the back of your hand before going in with your finger or a brush. That is why I ended up having to go in with a brush, because it was too wet on my finger and it was I know it was going to disturb my makeup underneath. So by this point it has dried down a little bit on the back of my hand, and now I'm going in with an IT Cosmetics foundation brush, and I'm just tapping that in. Initially I picked up too much, so I'm kind of just working that into the skin as best as I can to just kind of work it in. I do use a little bit more blush in the fall season, so I'm not mad about it, but you can see here that I am trying to work this in as best as I can before I set everything. I'm going in with my Bareminerals Mineral Veil. It's just in their translucent shade, and I'm going in with a Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm just gonna swipe that all over my face just to set the bronzer and the blush. And I am going in, lightly all over the face, because I don't want to disturb all the product that I've just put down, as some of those products are cream products. I really love this setting powder. It's one of my holy grail setting powders, and I think compared to more luxury high-end makeup brands, I feel like Bareminerals is decently priced. And it is a clean beauty brand. They always have been. I think that they are the OGs of the clean beauty brand. I think that they're the underdogs of YouTube. I don't think that they get enough credit or enough noise here on YouTube, but I really do enjoy that brand. And if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I've been using them for years and years and years. Now I'm priming my eyes with my Urban Decay Potion Primer, and this is just in their original formula. I like their eyeshadow primer. My favorite one is the one from Bareminerals Gen Nude, but I think that was discontinued because I can't find it anymore. Very sad about that, because that was my go-to primer always. And when I ran out of my tube the last time, I realized that I could no longer purchase it. Now let's go in with the much anticipated Chanel 58 Quad. in Intensite, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know French, but we're just gonna call it quad number 58. It comes in the Chanel original packaging. I would have loved to see some kind of holiday packaging for this. This is their fall collection, but I wish they could have kind of given us a different color CC or packaging for this one, because you know it is nearing the holidays. I do love the color story on this, and I like it more in person than I did in the photos you see online. It kind of doesn't do it justice. Online I feel like it looks like your basic mauve quad, but it's not. I actually love these colors and their undertone. I feel like it has a cooler undertone, and I'm gonna tell you right now, spoiler alert, the way that gold works with those colors was very unexpected for me. I'm going in with that first shade there, and I'm using my Angie Hot and Flashy brushes for this. You guys, I love my Angie Hot and Flashy brushes. If you guys have not purchased this set, I highly recommend that you do so, because they are a game changer. They are one of the best synthetic brushes I've used when it comes to glittery formulas, or you know, high pigmented formulas. It really makes working with shadows that much easier. Now this first shade was not easy to blend. As you can see, it applies patchy, which was surprising to me because I don't think I have ever had a single eyeshadow from Chanel apply patchy. This was very dry. It is a matte, but I'm glad that I used it as the base, because I'm gonna be layering 3 more shades on top of that, so that's not really gonna matter in the grand scheme of things. But still, I'm paying, you know, luxury brand prices, and so I expect all the shadows to perform at their utmost, you know, best. This shade is my favorite shade in the palette. This is a beautiful purple taupe satin finish shade that has the most subtle kind of shimmer to it. This I feel like should be sold as a single shadow. This is the perfect one and done shadow. I think that not only for the fall, but you can use it all year round. But it is a beautiful kind of it is a purple taupe. It does have that purple undertone, which I think makes it different from all the other taupe colors that, you know, we have in our collection over and over. I'm now going in with that deep berry shade in the palette. It is a matte finish, but look at the difference with this shade. It's not patchy, it's applying smoothly, it's easy to blend, so it's very different in comparison to the first shadow that I used in this palette. And so, but look how well it blends. And I thought that this initially, when I saw this raspberry, it reminds me of a raspberry shade, because I can't say it's a burgundy shade. It just works so well. This shade is not a burgundy. It definitely has a purple undertone. So I just feel like it has more purple than it has red. And it's just beautiful. Honestly, I didn't expect to like this shade as much as I did, because in the pan I feel like it looks very red based, but when applied to the eye, I feel like I get more of that purple that peeks through. And it could be because I'm layering it over the other shades, but I really love this shade that they chose to be that, you know, either liner shade, or, you know, to give the color story a little bit more depth. This is my favorite brush out of the Angie Hot and Flashy collection, because I feel like I don't have to wet this brush to use any kind of glitter shade, and I'm using it for this beautiful gold in the palette. Guys, when I initially saw this gold, I was so confused. because I just wouldn't think to put a gold with purple. I don't know. It's not, my brain doesn't go there. But I'm glad that the new makeup artist that, you know, Chanel's got really thought, I felt like it was very out of the box. And look how beautiful this shade applies. And of course it's because I'm using my Angie Hot and Flashy brush, because none of my Real Techniques brushes or any of my It Cosmetic brushes can pick up any kind of shimmer shade like this the way that this particular brush does. So if you haven't picked this one up, I highly recommend that you do, now that her brushes are being sold separately. You don't have to buy them in the bundle if you don't have to. Next I'm going in with a smudger brush. This brush is from a brand that no longer exists, so I'm not even gonna bother mentioning it. But I'm using that deeper shade and I'm kind of just stippling to the outer corner of my eye. It's just because I fell in love with it. I just wanted to put it everywhere, you know? So I decided to use it as liner because I did not pick up the eyeliner that came with this collection. I really didn't like it, and I love Chanel liners, but it wasn't something that I love. Again, my Ember mug coming through, always saving my life, keeping my coffee warm at all times. I did pick up the mascara, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this mascara does not have a red tinge, okay? The wand is red, but it's not, the mascara is black. There is no red base to it. So I'm not sure what they're talking about when they are mentioning that this mascara has red base, because the only thing that's red about this particular product is the wand. The actual wand itself, bristles and everything, is red, but the mascara is not, and that is the reason I'm swatching this for you, because never have I ever swatched mascara on my channel. But I just want you to see, there is no red base. This mascara, I definitely will not be repurchasing it, because I love the original Volume de Chanel mascara. You guys know that's one of my holy grail mascaras. I use it all the time. This, guys, this isn't it. This formula, it doesn't bother me that it's not super wet. That's not what gets me. What bothers me is that I don't understand if it's the formula itself or it's the wand that doesn't distribute the product properly. So you get that spider lash, and my personal aesthetic, I don't like the spider lash. I do like for them to be a little bit more feather-like. This definitely adds length, but it doesn't do a good job at spreading the product out, which is so unfortunate because it is expensive and it is a luxury brand product. So I definitely won't be repurchasing. I love them, you know, that the closure mechanism matches their lipsticks. I think that's really cool, but I don't think that the formula itself is anything to rave about. I really didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. So as you can see, now I am swatching the quad, and that first shade barely even showed up. I had to go back in there and pick it up because it's very dry. However, the matte shade for the raspberry shade, although it didn't swatch well, it applied very well to the eye. So just so that you can see, you can't always rely on swatches to determine whether something's going to be good or not. And this tends to happen a lot too sometimes with the Natasha Denona palettes. There's some shadows that won't swatch well, but then they apply amazing on the eyes. I have no idea if that has to do with the primer, who knows. Let's get into lipsticks. The first one is the Rouge Allure 194, and this is, I didn't pick up all of the shades. I really did have to hold back. You guys know I love my nudes, but I have so much lipstick that it would have been insane to pick them all up, especially that there were going to be shades I knew I wasn't going to use. But this one, I just picked up shades that I thought would go great with my skin tone. And 194 is so creamy. It's very light. I wouldn't consider this a fall shade. I feel like I would use this more during a spring, Easter season. That's what it gives me. It gives me Easter vibes. but I really do love the consistency of the Rouge Allure lipsticks. This is that same wonderful formula we all love from Chanel, and I really do enjoy this one. The Nexus 195, and this is has more of a slight orangey base. It has like a brown kind of taupey orange. That's what I'm getting from this color. And this one, I do like it. It's perfect for fall. I call it like, it's a good transition shade. Next, it's 196. 196 swatched very different on the back of my hand, and on my lips I feel like it gave me beautiful mauve tones. I feel like out of all the shades I picked up, this one was the one that matched the quad the most. 199, now we're starting to get into deeper shades. 199 I love for just, it gave me some serious fall vibes. I feel like I'm gonna be wearing this deep into October and November. And I think that, again, this paired perfectly with that quad. Next is 206 Illusion, which up until this point is the only name I could pronounce out of all of these lipsticks. This one I loved. Gave me beautiful corpse vibes, where, you know, it's like that foundation color, but it's a cool tone, so it doesn't make you look washed out. I feel like it went really well with my skin tone. Next, we have 209 Alter Ego, and this gave me major pumpkin spice vibes. I love this grungy brown. I don't own anything like this in my collection, so this is a first for me. And last is 212. This one, I mean, it just reminds me of a maple leaf. I just love it. That beautiful brown color with an orange base. I'm all about it. Again, I don't own anything in my collection that looks like this, so this is a first for me. I wouldn't necessarily pair it with this quad, but I can see myself wearing this with other warm toned eyeshadow quads that I have in my collection already. All right, so all in all, this has been the collection I've been the most excited about this entire year. Chanel so desperately needed to expand their nude collection, just because we have so many different skin tones, and they just had a plethora of reds and pinks, and that just doesn't always vibe with people, you know. We needed those nudes. So, you know, I think I'm safe to say that most people reach for a nude shade more than they do a red or a pink. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, let me know what you think about this voiceover. It was my first go at it, and I almost scrapped the whole project because I had some stuff happen. You know, I'm a mom now, and I know I keep saying that, but I just want you to know, like, it's hard. It's hard. It's harder than you think. And I couldn't edit this right away and put it up for you guys. So I kind of have a moment now. I, you know, have my, you know, my husband's watching the baby, and I was able to do this for you guys. So let me know what you think about this voiceover. I want to hear your feedback in the comments down below. Also, if you picked up anything from this collection, I need to know. I'm also going to be doing some nail polish swatchings for you guys, but I'm gonna do a separate video for that because I did pick up 4 of them, and instead of putting them all on one nail, I rather kind of just show them to you on like a whole set, you know. It's my personal preference, but that will be coming soon. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your patience and your time, and the fact that you choose to watch my videos that are not amazing, you know, compared to other YouTubers out there. I truly appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.